Today, I'm making Oreo cake on my own.
But this time we're making it with a Halloween twist, and I am making the Oreo cake. What?
I don't want Oreo cake.
You do want Oreo cake?
I just don't want Halloween on it. Halloween stuff on it. I don't want Halloween stuff on it.
Guys, today we're going to be making a Halloween themed Oreo cake, and before you start, all you're going to want to do is just preheat the oven to 375 and just have that preheating, and let's get on with the video.
What about if we made Oreo bats?
No.
Or Oreo spiders?
No.
Or Oreo spiderweb?
No.
Or Oreo monsters?
No.
Oreo cake. Okay, so we've just mixed the sugar and butter in. What you'll need is 170 grams of sugar and 170 grams of butter. I recommend adding this gradually, whisking a bit, and then adding a bit more and so on. But it works too if you just make sure that you don't overflow.
And how many eggs do you need?
For eggs, you need 3 eggs for this
3
recipe.
eggs.
3 eggs per
My
batch.
mommy does help me mix a little bit when we were like mixing the ice cream. We just added the flour.
So for the flour, again, you will need 170 grams per cake. However, we are making chocolate cakes today for this Oreo cake, Halloween Oreo cake. So you're going to add 120 grams of normal flour and 50 grams of cocoa powder, which we will be adding.
Now, if you've got big lumps of flour or big lumps of cocoa powder when you're adding, you can use a sieve. So if you want to just tip it into the sieve for us, Sky. So tip your cocoa powder in there.
You don't have to do this, it just means you might have to whisk it a bit more and better.
Yeah.
Just pour it all in. Pour it all in. That's fine.
That's it. And then what you do to make sure it comes out of the sieve, you can give the sieve a little shake, or you can just tap on if you tap on the edge here, that makes it go through. Can you tap for me, please, Sky?
Okay.
And you can see underneath, it's like it's chocolate snow coming through the sieve. And you can see how nice and smooth it is in the bowl there. Great. That's
So yeah,
nice.
this just helps get all the lumps out.
So it's a nice little trick for you. The other thing you can do when you get down to just a few lumps, you can always stir your spoon in here and squash the lumps. That's it. Get it all through. That's it. Lovely. Keep
Okay,
going.
Sky, take your spoon out, and I'm just going to kind of wiggle it to get the last little bit out.
Yay.
Okay, and the last bit, we're just going to pour it in. Because why not?
There we go. Lovely.
That's how you serve.
And then when you stir it, make sure you stir it carefully, otherwise the flour or the cocoa powder makes a big puff up in the air. So stir it nice and slowly so it doesn't go flying. That's it. Kind of fold it. If you kind of fold it in, fold the mix on top of the flour.
And this is what's kind of going to make it the
Chocolatey.
This is.
Right.
So now that all that's left to do is pour it into the baking tins. This one is quite fairly new, so we don't really need to butter it. But this one, what we've done is we've just used a tissue or cloth to wipe butter around the sides and then tap flour all around on top of it.
Yeah, and that just stops the cake mix from
That
sticking
just
to the
stops it
tin.
from sticking. You could do this like make one, bake one, make one, bake one.
I'm
But we're
just
just doing
pouring
both at once to save
it in.
time.
I'm just pouring it in.
Okay, so once your oven is all preheated and your batter or batters are ready, you're just going to want to shove them all in, just like so.
Be really careful, or
Be really careful, and if you're a kid, you might want to get an adult to help with this part. Yeah, be sure not to touch the oven. Whoop.
that's okay.
And then once they're all in, you're just going to want to set a timer for about half an hour, I'd say, about 30 minutes. And then you can check on them after that time and just see how they're doing and give them an extra 5 minutes. And that's basically it. So I hope your cakes turn out well. Okay, so the cakes are out of the oven and looking amazing. So the next step is going to be to stick them together, and we're going to use white icing because it's like an Oreo. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get like a spoonful or two and just dollop it straight on there on the cake. Sky, can you help me push it off? With the other spoon. There we go. Very good. And now you can either use the back of the spoon, a knife, spatula, anything you have handy. We're going to use a spatula, and you just want to spread it all over the cake. So we've got it all spread out along the cake. You're going to need quite a bit for this. And then you're just going to want to try and get the cake as even as possible right on top of that.
Yes,
just like that.
and then you
Like
put,
a big Oreo.
And we can put spooky Oreo.
Okay, so our technique for icing the cake inside and outside of the cake. For the outside, we're using like a dark chocolate icing so that it kind of blends in because we're going to be decorating it a lot on top.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've put like 6 dollops of icing on, and now we're just going to kind of flatten them out around the cake. This is so that we don't really have to go back for more that much. So we're just going to kind of try and flatten it out. Okay, so we've got the cake, we've iced out all of the chocolate on top, and I'm going to say it looks quite like an Oreo from the outside except for the design on the top. However, we're going to be making this Halloween themed. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use white writing icing, and we're going to draw a spider web on the top of the cake. Okay.
Oh.
Carefully do it.
We've got to make sure it doesn't. Our web's not broken, haven't we?
Yeah,
We
so
can fix it if it breaks.
yeah, you can see we're just going to do straight cross across the cake to start with, like hot cross buns. Okay. Just gonna go do lines going each way. Big star across the cake. You can see our spider web starting to kind of form shape. We're very close to done, so well done if you're still here. Okay, I think we'll come back to you when we finish the spider's web.
We've put one Oreo on, yeah,
So
okay.
we built all of the web, and now what we're gonna do, you can do as many of these as you like. We're just gonna stick with 2 for now, I think. So you're just gonna place them anywhere you would like on the web.
Okay, so
press
it's
them
going to be an
down.
Oreo spider.
I got pumpkin.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. They're all different, aren't they? Look, these are the Halloween Oreos.
Okay, so what we're doing now is we've used the white to make like a little eye, and then we're using the black to make a little eyeball. We're going to do that on each one. That's
And
the
now
first
I
step.
can do
I'm going to give this one a little mouth as well. Can I do the mouth on this one? And then
we're
you
going
do
to
your
do a
one
little
afterwards?
mouth as well.
Okay.
This way.
Oh, this one's not been cut open either.
Okay, so now we've drawn on a mouth using black with fangs. Okay, and
But that's my
drawing on
fingers.
8 legs.
8 legs.
Okay, now we're going to do the other spiders. Starting the finishing touches, we're going to add a couple of sprinkles for fun. You can make your own varieties of this. You can turn your Oreos into bats or something. Whatever you want to do. Just adding some sprinkles on.
Sky, are you helping by eating the Oreos?
This guy's helping get rid of all leftovers. Very helpful.